Hi there, this is Jamie with Reason Funding. In today's video tutorial, we're going to dive into image blocks and how to work with them in the Visual Builder. So I've got a test page up in the Visual Builder right now, and I'm going to click on Design over here on the left side on the Visual Builder. And then I'm going to look for images. It's located 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items down, menu items down. I'm going to click on that, and over here on the right, you'll see all of the image block options that we have. I tend to kind of work with a lot of these. Two of my favorites, which I'll work with a little bit today, are this one right here, the image with title plus caption, and it's a single column. And then I work with the two column as well quite a bit. Those are the ones that I use the most. So I'm going to drag this over to my page and just kind of show you just a little bit of the basic functionality of this block. So when you click on like over here on the corner, you'll highlight the entire section. Now, sometimes, you have the option to come up here to the element setting and change up the background color for the section that you're working in. So I'm gonna maybe go with this gray here, and then you have your heading. So if you click on the heading section, you can then click on the pencil and open up the editor, the text editor. So let's see what I want to think here. Thank you for watching. So there we go. And then after you have added your content or your text, you can come over here, click on it again, and open up the element setting. And so what I'm going to do is you have some options here. You can change the color. You can transform the text to uppercase, lowercase, capitalize it, or just which is kind of the default setting. I tend to use on a heading a lot of like uppercase. The heading size you can make H3, H2. H1 might be a little bit big. I kind of go for an H3 in this section. And then again, you also have the option to change up the colors by the preset colors that we have added into the global settings. So I'm going to go with white just because it's got good contrast against that gray background. A couple of different options as well is like you can reorganize these. So maybe if you want this image here above that heading, you can click on this image where there's a div and then move it up or move it down. So I'm going to move it up here, which, doesn't look entirely great, but that option is there for you. You can also move it back down. I sometimes get rid of this section, so you have like a heading that you can put underneath this image. So we'll do that here in just a minute. So the next thing I'm going to do is you can add your copy here, which is kind of like a subheading, or you can also 86 it if you'd like. And just remember that whenever you're working in these blocks, after you make some changes, I kind of haven't done it yet, but just whenever you're working, just as far as like best practices, just come up and hit the save button. So you're basically saving your work. It's in draft mode. You haven't published anything to the website yet, but it's always just good get into the practice of just hitting save. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put an image here, and I've got a nice like transparent image that I'm going to use. So I'm going to select the add change image icon, and I'm going to come over here to this folder that I've got set up, and I'm going to select this image here. Now, this is a transparent image. It's not going to show up as transparent just because it's got a white background. but you can come over here to this section right here and then select the element setting, and you can change up that background if you choose to do that. So you see that it is transparent, so it's reason why you see that gray in the background. So if I make it a transparent background, it shows through. The other thing I'm going to do this image is I'm going to click on this div, and so you got some fit options as well. So you can cover, which is basically kind of like the full size of the image, or you can contain the image within that little section. So I'm going to hit contain, and then you have the option once you contain it to adjust the width of that image and then align it however you want. So after I got that, I'm going to hit save. And then this little section right here, I'm going to come over here and hit this element setting, and see, I just want to make that white right there. No, keep popping up. Maybe add a border. Click on this button. I'm going to center align this button. Actually, I'm going to come over here and click on this whole section and center align it as well. So you click on this button. Also, one of the things that you'll see is this, you can move this up. Actually, it looks like it's not working, so let me do this. Guess it's kind of locked in on there, but let's see. So I don't really like the look of that, so I'm just going to make this transparent. And then down here, I'm going to 86 this button. 86 this button, get rid of it. Click on this heading, increase the size of this here. And then come here and hit save. Save again. Now I'm going to publish it. And looks pretty good. Come back over here and hit this heading, hit the element setting, and I'm going to transform this text to capitalize. And then let's see, make this left align here. Just an example, I do have some copy, so I'm going to add some copy. Now, I've got a Word document here, and so when I've copied this from Word, I'm going to open up the, click on the content here, click on the pencil, and get rid of this existing content. Now, when I go to paste it in there, I'm going to right click with my mouse and paste it as plain text. And so come back over here, get this copy, pencil, erase, right click, paste as plain text, save. Now, when you hit the save right here, it's not like you're just saving it. You're just saving it into this little box. We haven't actually like saved any code to the page yet. So whenever you do that, you add new copy. Just come up here and hit the save so you don't lose any work. Next, I'm going to just kind of clone that again. Copy. paste, save, rocket ship to publish it. And that looks much better. Now, say for instance, also one other thing is if I want to, instead of like having this gray background, if I wanted to add like a background image, I just click on this whole section, hit this element setting on the right side that will open up, click add image, and let me do that again, local search. So this one's got like a darker shade to it, so that's the one I'm going to use. So now contrast isn't exactly great, so I'm going to get in here and I'm going to go save, publish, and then I'm going to refresh. There we go. So just to give you an idea on the sizing on some of these images that I'm using, so this image right here in Photoshop, this is 800 by 674. And it's got some transparency to it, so it's a PNG, and then that background image. This one right here. This is a different version, but they're all the same size. So this is 1900 by 1000. So if you're wanting to work with images like that, you can use Photoshop or whatever photo editing software that you have. If you don't have one, there is a free version, the web version called Pixlr. It's a free photo editor that I use quite often that allows you to save good high resolution images that you can use for web. But that's just just another option to show you on like how to work with images. This is just a single page image. You can have the same functionality with like some of the other image options that are available to you. So like this one right here, this is the 2-column. So I'll just real quickly come here, the background image, background color, select the image. Then I'm going to click on the div here on the outer side. One thing on this is that you have like 2 columns here. So if you want these 2 columns to match, if you select on the outside border of that section, you'll see match height options. So you select that on that one, and then you come over here to your second column, select that one there as well. And then as far as your images are concerned, there's an outer div here that you'll see. Select that. I'm going to hit contain. I'm going to adjust it down to about 95. Center it. Outer div. element setting, contain, that at 95. So this image is this one right here is a little bit bigger than this image. So what I can also do is come over here to this image. Let's see, just 65, 75, 80. And then center it. So that'll kind of make this heading and this heading match each other without having to actually get into my photo editing software and mess with these images and adjust the size. Now we didn't talk about buttons on that last section, so if you do have a button here and you need to adjust that, you can hit this element setting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same background color on, so background color 1. My text is already white. I'm going to put a border around it, so border 2. And then my border radius, make it 2. And then I'm going to transform my text to upper and come over here and do the same options on transform text. Let me increase the button to medium. Then right here, let's see, transform text to uppercase. You also, one of the things is, I guess I didn't forgot about this, that the order, moving this down, one of the reasons why there's an option here where you can make that, there we go, 3rd. And then move this up. I guess that's something new that's not entirely working just yet. But let me open this back up and display, make this first again. Come over here to transform text, change the text color. Text color. Uppercase. Save. Publish. So you really, it does kind of boil down to just kind of like playing with it and like finding, what you like. I mean, you can always add and keep things, and get rid of them, and you can always kind of like customize sections to make them your own, so that just to kind of like fit what you're going for. And come back over here and make this blue. So it just kind of seems like it's easy just to kind of like tweak things and kind of change things up. But it really comes down to just kind of getting comfortable with the system, playing with it, creating you a test page, opening it up, hitting the visual builder and like getting in there and kind of clicking on things and just like finding like different styles that you like, working with different blocks. When I find a page that is, I get a page that's set up how I like it, I tend to kind of reuse that page over and over again. You can clone pages in the back end and the admin. You can copy a page and reuse it. And when you copy or clone a page, you can always just open it up in the Visual Builder and swap out the assets. And by doing that and copying and cloning pages, you're creating some consistency throughout your website with your pages. It also makes it easier for you to kind of work with. So hopefully this is helpful and kind of gives you an idea on like how to work with the image blocks. We didn't get to all of them, but just kind of at least show you just the basics by working with like two of the more popular image blocks that we have. So this is Jamie with DigiPro Payments and Reason Funding, and thank you for watching.